Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Swati here. Today I'm going to share 7 tools and supplies that are cheaper alternatives to some expensive card making supplies. So let's start with the first one, a craft mat. Craft mat is a multi-purpose reusable mat that you can use to protect your surface while you're working. It's non-sticky and it's very easy to clean. I usually use it for my distress inking purpose, or I use it as a palette because it's non-sticky and easy to clean. If you don't want to spend on a craft mat, here is a cheaper alternative. Take a normal A4 printer sheet, a white printer sheet, and get it laminated. This not only acts as a craft mat but also as a palette. You can see the true colors of your inks or your watercolor paints, etc. because the underneath sheet is white and it's super easy to clean and it's very cheap. I got this idea during my in-person workshops where I had to give craft mats to each participants because I didn't want the venue's desks to get dirty, and this is a superb idea and I've been using it for a long time. The second tool is a spray bottle. So there are branded spray bottles available in the market that you can buy that cost you a little higher than a normal spray bottle. The usage of these are same and they both work exactly the same. Let me demonstrate and show you that both the spray bottles work the same. By the way, check the description box for all the links to purchase any of these supplies. I have tried to link most of the supplies down below. As you can see, the water spreads evenly and is perfect for ink smooshing technique. The third tool is an acrylic block. There are various types of acrylic blocks available in the market, and depending on the size and the quality, the price varies. But if you are new to stamping and if you do not want to spend on an acrylic block, you can just buy a normal acrylic sheet. The circle one here is a thinner acrylic sheet that I just showed. You need to mount your stamp and then stamp normally as you do with the normal acrylic block. The stamping is perfect with any acrylic block or the acrylic sheet as well. You can see me demonstrate the technique here. The only problem with this is there are chances of the acrylic sheet breaking or getting cracks because it is very thin, and when you apply pressure it might break. Another tool that you can use is the lid of your ink pad. It also stamps perfectly. But this is not recommended because you can't see where you're stamping when you're using your opaque lid. So I would suggest invest in any acrylic block or a sheet. The fourth supply are the watercolor paints. When you are starting with card making or any type of crafting, you're not sure whether you want to invest on watercolors because they're pretty expensive. So what you can do is you can just use your water-based inks and then use them as watercolors. It's very easy to use any water-based ink for watercoloring your images. You can later invest in better quality paints if you feel that you want to explore watercolors more. The fifth supply is the most used supply among card makers and stampers. It is stamp chamois. A stamp chamois is a reusable non-tearable cloth that is used to wipe your stamps for a perfect clean. It is pretty expensive also, so if you don't want to spend on a stamp chamois, here is an alternative and a cheaper tool available in the market. You can check for this Gala active cloth. It is made of microfibers and it is perfect and it works exactly as a stamp chamois would. 3 pieces of this big sheet costs around 250 rupees, and I have just used 1/4 of one sheet here, and I keep replacing it as my cloth becomes very dirty over the time. To clean this, you just need to use some soap water and clean the whole thing. Another supply are the fine line brushes. If you do a lot of detailed work and paint with watercolors and you want to invest in fine liners, rather than going for a full set or an expensive one, you can just take a cheaper one and chop off some bristles from the top, and hence you can make a very fine thin line brush here. This thin line brush that I made after chopping off the bristles from a brush is my most used one. So the last tool is a scoring tool. If you are aware, card makers use scoring board a lot. All the crafters use this a lot because you get precise, crisp line to fold your papers. But if you do not want to spend on a big tool like this, you can spend on these wooden scoring tools. I used to use this pink tool a lot. This is from my manicure kit and I have used it for the longest time as my bone folder as well as my scoring tool. Now when I got these wooden tools, I use them also. The only difference in using the scoring board and this is that in scoring board you really get the measurements correct and it is very good for bulk orders as well. But whereas in a scoring tool like this, single-handedly you have to score each line, measure everything perfectly. And that's it for today's video. I hope you have liked it. Please like and comment and subscribe to my channel for more crafty tutorials. See you in the next video. Bye.